In the earlier lectures, we had already talked about VADE, sentiment analysis, different other emotional analysis, and the other pre-processing part. Let's talk about VADE sentiment analysis and the practical aspect of this scenario, where I'll be importing the load data from my book review and then perform several analysis. So this is VADE, Valence Aware Dictionary, and Sentiment Reasoner is a lexicon and rule-based sentiment analysis tool that is specifically attuned to sentiment expressed in social media and works well on text from other domains. It refers to the intrinsic attractiveness or awareness of an event, object, or situation. If you do not have all these necessary libraries, you will have to install first for further growth. Can you see this VADE sentiment is not present? So I'll have to install and it will take few minutes. Once it is installed, we can move to our next topic of this agenda, which is installing necessary files. I'm going to use naive-based classifier, chain, matrix, train test split, word net, stammer, lemmatization, stop words, tokenization, pipeline, transformer, regular expression, and sentiment intensity analyzer. Let's load this dataset. So I'm going to delete this part and loading book reviews. Can you see it's not showing any dataset? How to install or ingest it here? You just go to your setup, Jupyter Notebook, upload this file, which is called the review one. So I'm going to upload this text file. The name is book review sample. So this is book review sample. I'm going to upload here. Go back here and read using read CSV. The data should be in the same folder as your notebook, and just hit enter. Can you see? Now it's not showing any kind of error. Therefore, you can use the same tab, same part for your installation. Once data is showing at the portal, you can find the information of this dataset, which is index, review text, and rating. First, review text is there. This is the clean and funny, a bit busy, and buy now, and so on. This is the first review. Let's check for next review, which is index number 1, and here you can say Alex is a sexy hot cop and PhD candidate, and so on. Let's convert this dataset into lower field. So how you can convert into lower text? This is the data and string dot lower. So I'll be using this term lowercase, and I can use the punctuation, remove punctuation, like for example period, comma, question mark, exclamation marks, colon, semicolon, question mark, and other things are there. So whatever is there present in this text, for example this is /w means word, so I'm going to keep the word, and /s stands for space. So I'm going to keep these two terms only and pruning everything else, which means I'm going to prune every punctuation from this field. So let's create another column with this name review text clean. Hit run, and can you see this is going to display this value. This is new data set, old data set, and this is the clean data set, which is not having any kind of dot operator is not there, question mark, or any kind of other things. Let's go back here, rule based sentiment VADE. So I'm going to create this sentiment analyzer. I'm going to perform my sentiment analysis for the new column, which is the clean data set. I'm creating a new column here with the given sentiment analyzer. So I'm going to run this part and giving the clarity for the compound. Let's go for bins -1 to 1 and 0 and neutral. This will be the given data set, and this will be the particular part. let's create a histogram for the same, and for the given text it is giving this histogram, which is saying that so many reviews, and as many as reviews are from positive sites and only few reviews are for negative side and very less were neutral. So I'm having so many positive reviews in my CSV file, which is very good signal here. So let's go back here. What kind of pre-trained transfer model we can use? I'm going to use this sentiment analysis pipeline. If it is not there, you will have to install it. Now I have installed this tf-keras. If it is showing this error while obtaining this pipeline, so I'm going to use this transfer pipeline. This is device set to use CPU. Now I'm going to write this for loop for the review text clean, and for these values I'm going to create a transfer pipeline reviews. This would be a label for every sentiment list. I'm going to append here. This would be the transform labels finally. So this will create every value counts for this value. If you will check this data set, so I'm going to create this data set here. Can you see what is the value here? This is showing positive, negative. Okay, so everything is there in a similar context. If you check this data set only, data, can you see this is having 7 columns. Why 7 columns? First we have obtained from VADER, sentiments, score. Then we have obtained this value where we have this score, sentiment label, where we have sentiment label for given pre-trained transformers. So we have 2 columns for labels, one column for score. So I'm going to use the same columns. I'm going to count how many positive and negative values are there in this transform. Can you see this data is showing this positive and negative, but I can see the histogram for the same. This histogram is representing how many positive and negative values are there. You can see more than 50, around 53 or something, I'm having positive feedbacks, whereas around 47 I'm having negative feedback, which means I'm having more towards positive scenario. This was introduction to entire project for my sentiment analysis and practical aspect of the same scenario. See you in the next session. Thank you.